Hello there. All right. This is why people risk their lives to make millions of bangles in India. Risky business. Business Insider? Insider News. That's what it is. Insider News. Yeah. It's a long title. A long title for basically bangles. And I'm assuming how they're made. But risking their lives, I guess it's the process. I'm just going to speculate here. It's the process of how they're made. And
it takes dozens of people to make a single glass bangle.
Glass?
They're crafted inside blazing hot furnaces. At those soaring temperatures, the glass is thin like water. And if they're not careful,
कांच टपक गया उसके ऊपर वो जल जाता है पैर पे गिर गया कपड़े पे गिर गया कहीं भी गिर गया वहां जल ही जाएगा वो
workers here face temperatures as high as 2000 degrees Fahrenheit all day long.
सबसे मुश्किल काम होता है ठंडी बत्ती वालों का और जो भट्टी में से काश निकाल के
Yep, I was right. This is about how they are made. They're selling it with the title, which works. It works. Why people risk their lives to make millions of bangles in India, but it's basically how bangles are made. That's what it is. But it just sounds more enticing this way, and the fact that they're working with molten glass.
खिलाते हैं उनका इतनी आग फेंकता है तो भट्टी के पास जाने में उन्हें बहुत दिक्कत होती है ना बहुत मुश्किल का काम है
I believe
Millions of women across India wear such bangles every day. And the city of Firozabad is the biggest manufacturer in the world. Artisans churn out 1.2 million bangles a day at Satya Narayan Glassworks.
धंधा कुछ है नहीं है फैक्ट्री ये कारखाना है वो तो करना ही करना पड़ेगा
So why are bangles still made this way?
Yeah, that's the real question.
And what makes this such a risky business? Vimal
Because there's got to be an easier way up.
Kumar Yadav has been working at the factory for the last 17 years.
बस सभी लोग सोते हैं हम फैक्ट्री जाते हैं सुबह 4 बजे खाना बनाती है घरवाली
It all starts with craftsmen sifting through silica sand, which is the main ingredient for bangles. Then they add in any scraps of leftover glass, like broken bottles or damaged bangles. The entire factory is filled with tiny glass particles. And women are constantly sweeping the broken bangles from the floor. These scraps of glass are melted down again.
The glass is going to break through that bag. I'm pretty sure there are instances where it just tears through and falls everywhere.
And recycled to make new bangles. But the glass pieces can damage the workers' vision, even blind them. And no one here wears a mask, so they're also breathing in the glass dust. A study shows that 23% of bangle workers suffer from chronic bronchitis.
Makes sense.
Next, the mix is melted down in a furnace that reaches 2000 degrees Fahrenheit or hotter.
पैर भी जल जाते हैं कई बार कपड़ा पहने कपड़ा भी जल जाता है बड़ा दिमाग से और होशियारी से काम करना पड़ता है
Despite fans roaring, the air is stifling here.
Oh, that must be terrible. Because with the heat, the fan doesn't really help. When it's consistent heat, it's just blowing that heat straight at you. And the thing is, with everyone sweating so much, it must be humid in there. I'm assuming it's incredibly. It's not a dry heat. A dry heat is manageable. Dry heat is okay, but humid heats. Oh my gosh, a humid heat is just absolutely dreadful.
Workers keep drinking water to stay hydrated and carry on. After 10 hours, the glass turns into this runny liquid. It's then mixed with color. They contain traces of metals like lead, cadmium, and even mercury.
That's all poisonous. There's got to be some reason. Does it make it stronger in the long run? Is it like well, they have recycled bangles here, so they don't last long. Is it a better sheen? But glass itself already has. I am curious as to why. Is it just the way it's always been done, so it stays that way?
And workers are constantly exposed to those fumes.
Crazy.
Craftsmen then move the molten glass to another part of the factory.
But
This step can be dangerous.
the people who do this, I mean, props to them. I could never even step close to something that hot. I mean, if I was doing it for a living, yeah, I mean, we do what we gotta do to get paid. But still, it's just.
And Vimal says sometimes accidents happen.
कांच ले के आया वो भट्टी में, कांच ले के आया, दूसरा आ रहा उसने देख नहीं पाया, कांच उसके ऊपर पानी कितना पतला होता है.
Vimal operates this machine that rolls the spirals of the bangles. That's risky too.
Yeah, it's gonna fling it.
The bangles are steaming hot when they're removed from this rod. But no one's wearing gloves. Most workers rely on experience to stay safe, according to factory owner Anshul Gupta.
और फर्नेस के टाइम पर उनको दिए गए थे ग्लव्स और सेफ्टी ग्लासेस उनको दिए गए थे आई प्रोटेक्ट के लिए.
Okay, so I work around certain things which require safety gear. One thing that safety gear does actually impedes your vision. It actually impedes your ability to feel and make sure. Yeah, I feel like there are many cases where unless you've worn them every single day, being forced to wear them, it impedes your ability to do the job and do the job well. It really does. There's an aspect of wearing them that is just that layer of not being able to feel what you're working on. Like if you're cutting wood, if you're not able to actually feel where the saw is at, because you have your hand on the piece of wood, if you're like cutting with like a miter saw, you can feel it getting loose. You're more at risk when you have a glove, because one thing is that extra piece of cloth that's on the glove could get caught, and if it's not a certain type of glove, like those cut safe gloves, it will actually take your hand in with it. So there's a lot of little things that are just like, I'd rather not wear gloves or safety goggles or certain things in some cases. I mean, I got glasses to begin with, so I'm normally always having my eyes covered. But I do understand. I mean, I work with around fiberglass consistently, and the only thing I wear is gloves. I don't wear a long sleeve t-shirt, which I probably should, but I was working it today, but it didn't make me itch at all. I'm feel fine. I guess I'm just used to it, but still, it's just one of those things you get. There's something about having that protective gear that I feel just impedes you, and I'm pretty sure that's what he's going to say next.
शूज उनको दिए गए थे मगर उन लोगों को कंफर्ट नहीं होता है. जब वो आयरन रॉड को जब पकड़ते हैं तो उनको ऐसा लगता है कहीं हमारे हाथ से स्लिप ना हो जाए. जो हाथों की ग्रिप है वो उसकी मजबूती चाहते हैं. उसके लिए हमने जो उनके जो ग्लव्स थे उसमें दानेदार उसमें ग्लव्स हमने उनको बनवाए भी गए थे.
But the texture doesn't, like, okay, I am forced now, because at first I didn't wear gloves at work. I didn't. But I am forced to wear gloves at work. The gloves have a grip feature on them. They have no grip. It is harder for me to handle boxes now than it ever was before, because some of those, where it has that like sheen gloss cardboard, which is like, it makes it look more presentable. Gloves cannot grab that unless it's got the safety grip, but the safety grip has already worn out. It disappeared within a week of these $20 company provided gloves, and they don't have any more. So I'm forced to wear these gloves that are impeding my job to do the task. I'd rather just use my hands.
मगर उनको पकड़ते ही वो कहते थे कि सर हम पर काम नहीं हो पाएगा.
सब चीज मिलती है फैक्ट्री में. जल जाओ जलेगी दवाई मिलती है फैक्ट्री में.
Machines could make the job safer, but workers have rejected them in the past.
मशीन एक ही काम तो कर पाएगी. सभी काम ठंडी बत्ती वाला काम मशीन उसमें बोर के नहीं ला पाएगी भट्टी में तुम.
The glass bangle factories of Firozabad are also.
So it's by the people. The people have chosen not to. I mean, if you think about it, if they voted yes, how many of them would lose jobs? Because they said, yeah, let's get machines in to do this. Well, if you're getting a machine to do your job for you, are you really needed? I feel like machines should only be provided to assist you in doing your job, to make the job easier while still allowing you to have that work, if that makes any sense.
Major polluters. The city is about 30 miles away from the Taj Mahal. In 2015, authorities said smoke from Firozabad was the main reason the white marble of the Taj was turning yellow. Many artisans worried that the workshops would be shut down. Instead, the factories were ordered to stop burning coal and use natural gas. Today, 500,000 craftsmen work in the industry in Firozabad at over 100 workshops.
इसी वजह से इसको सुहाग नगरी बोला जाता है क्योंकि कांच की चूड़ियां हैं वो सुहाग का प्रतीक है।
Glass bangles are the city's biggest export, bringing in $150 million a year in sales. Women make $6 a day, toiling away in these small workshops close to the factory.
Okay, I'm getting at this from a way of life where I'm at. It's incredibly expensive, so of course pay is incredibly, even though the pay I receive is not really even enough to live on, and I have a higher role in the company. But $6, is that enough to live on, or is that enough to just get by? Because that's the thing. It's just like that. I don't know. But that's the thing. In where I am at, the financial system is completely different. So
they lay each bangle over a flame. The fire melts the edges and binds the glass together, and the bangle is ready to be decorated. Some of these intricate patterns can take hours to finish. This craftsman is using a special kind of paint to glue several thin bangles together. A lot of the ornamental work is done at home, often by younger workers who earn very little. Child labor is banned in the factories, but kids still help their families when they can.
yeah, it's never fully banned. Just like here, there is child labor laws, but at the same time, family businesses have their kids help out. Like what is it, Bob's Burgers? That show. It's very funny. I like that show. I think that show is funny. But the fact that they have their kids that are elementary school working in a restaurant, it's just what?
आप कितनी बना लेते हो ऐसी चूड़ियाँ एक दिन में?
16 या 200.
Soni Yadav is 18 years old. Dolly Yadav is 15. They're Vimal's two daughters.
आप कितना कमा लेते हो एक दिन में काम करके?
100 रुपये, 90-100 रुपये.
और क्या करते हो उन पैसों का?
आपको खर्च कर लेता, पापा को दे देते.
After an 8-hour shift, Vimal himself makes about $9 a day. He says it's barely enough to put his 4 children through school.
I thought so. Yeah, but also school is paid for. It's not a broken system that is given to the people. I guess education, no matter where you're at, is kind of broken depending on where you're at. I guess you get what you pay for. And here in the States, you don't pay for anything. So don't pay for education. So it's next to worthless. But you do learn to read and write, which is something, I guess. Some people do. Some people do. Not everybody. It is just
to make a little
show
more
up.
cash on the side, Vimal tends to buffaloes.
बाजार से आता हूँ ड्यूटी पे से भैंसों के लिए चारा लाता हूँ और बच्चे भी साथ में देख रेख करते हैं भैंसों की. वैसे तो सही है. भैंसियों को दूध चला जाता है 400-500 रुपए का. ये पैसा बचता रहता है. उस कारखाने चलते रहते हैं.
He hopes that one day he can start another milk business.
चारा भैंसी आऊ. चारा डालते हो तो वीडियो. चारा वाली भैंस को.
हाँ जी.
For all the risks involved, the end product is not expensive.
ये साउंड
how many there are.
कांच की चूड़ियों में जो साउंड रेक चूड़ी होती है उसका साउंड डिफरेंट होता है.
A set of 12 bangles can range from $1 to $13, depending on how fancy it is.
12?
कि लोगों को लगती है कांच की चूड़ियाँ दिखने में सुंदर लगती है, मगर उसके पीछे की जो सच्चाई है, उसके पीछे काफ़ी लोगों का 40 से 50 लोगों का एक चूड़ी बनाने में हाथ होता है।
Despite all of the risks, Vimal says the industry is crucial for everyone in Firozabad.
फैक्ट्री तो बहुत जरूरी है, फैक्ट्री नहीं होती तो लोग भूखन मरते हैं यहाँ पे।
Yeah, I mean,
कुछ लोग तो फैक्ट्री के ही अलावा पर रुके।
but that's the thing. You get rid of it, and another thing will always take its place. People are creative. Human beings are, resilient. If you remove the way they some will become dons, the mafia lords. They'll become kingpins. They'll become like criminals, absolute criminals. Let's face it. The majority of people will become criminals. But all you need is that one in those thousands of criminals to become like this huge idea who brings huge business opportunity to his dying town. What happens? It explodes. I mean, that's what I would see happen. Of course, that's always the optimistic when 999 out of 1,000 turn into criminals. That's the optimistic view. But yeah, I mean, that's what I think would happen. Humans are incredibly resilient.
जो कुछ है फैक्ट्रियों।
Oh, would you look at that? It's all done. Yeah. I actually found that fascinating because, as you can see, I had a lot of comments. I myself deal with certain things at work. I understand their issue with gloves or what you want to be comfortable when you're working. You want to feel as comfortable as you can, especially in harsh work environments. In harsh work environments, the more comfortable you are, the better it is because it just feels like home. When it gets more and more and more harsh, that's when you care less and less and less and less. But yeah, I like this. Tell me what you think. I'm testing the setup a bit more. I'm not trying to tweak it at all a bit because I think it works, except for the annoying thing on my face. I poke. Maybe if I. No, not working out. Yeah. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you like more, blah, 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 blah. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. Yeah, I found this fascinating. But let me know if there's other things I need to be educated on, because I find it incredibly fascinating, and at the same time, I like, rambling on about things I obviously don't understand with my own opinion, I guess. Thank you all for watching. Talk to you next time. Toodles.